Alrighty. What we've got going today is this spreader. I'm going to try to convert it into a spreader that I can mount to the front of my mower. So I'll hook a 12-volt motor up to this electric motor to spin the spreaders, these pieces here. My plan as of right now is to pull this tire off. It is the drive tire for those. So pull this off, take this out, and see what we need to do. If I can just weld a deal on here and build a bracket to hold the motor, fantastic. Or if I need to do something different. So start pulling this apart and we'll give you an update when I feel like there's an update. You're leaving? Later, dude. You sure you don't want to just hang out with Dad while Mom goes to practice? Yeah? You'll get to see a concrete truck come. I love you. Oh yeah, the camera. Yep, that's the spreader. We're going to work on that. Yep, it'll go. All right, should go see Mom? All right, so we've got this wheel pulled off. I've got my motor here. It's a little smaller than I expected it to be when I ordered it, but it is a gear reduction motor, so it should have enough torque to do what I need it to, in theory. If it doesn't, I'll have to order a bigger motor, but essentially, this goes in here. I've got a bracket for this. This bracket, it'll bolt on to here, like that. And then this will hook into that. That will go onto here. These dang flies, man. Or if I went like this. Okay, I think we can make it work. These flies are about to drive me nuts. Need a fan is what I need. Maybe one day. What I could do is just rebuild this whole corner and make a bracket come off that, which isn't too bad of an idea. I'm just gonna rebuild this whole corner piece because in doing that, it will allow me to put a mount wherever I need to hook this to. So, you know, I can just put a piece of flat strap welded on there. Boom, there I go. So we'll rebuild this, a piece of flat strap that comes across, catches this, we'll punch a hole for that to fit through. And then we will have a flat strap to hook this bracket up to. So that's the plan. I'll get to cutting, throw you on a time lapse and let you see what goes on. What we got going on here. So I took this plate, cut it, marked it out, punched a hole. It'll fit over that. It's a little loose, but this will sit like that. When this is sitting where it needs to be, that'll weld there. And this will move into place and tack to the other side. And then the plan from there will be to weld another piece of flat strap in place to hold this where it needs to be. See, that flat strap will just weld right to that. Mount the motor to it. You know, cut this where we need it, mount the motor to it, and voila, we'll be off to the races. So here's what we got. I've got this welded in there. This will go on top like that. This plate will weld here, weld to this piece, and weld to here. So that'll go just like that. And we should be golden. It should be converted to electric. So we'll see. I'll weld this stuff on. Once we get that, I'm gonna work on putting this stuff together on top. I don't know if I've got a soldering iron here or not, but I'll have to look. Anyway, we'll get that power hooked up on top and we will start this thing up, see how it goes. Okay, so we've got it wired up, plates bolted on or welded on. Now we can hook these wires up to it. And it goes, but I'm not convinced that it's going to last. Like, this motor's already getting really hot. What I believe is I'm gonna have to get a bigger motor, at least a more powerful one. So it'll work at least. I know how to make it work. So what I'm gonna do now is work on getting this to work correctly. All right, we're back on this project here. I've done a little bit without you guys. I apologize for that, but essentially what we've done, just to recap, is we have cut this off. Originally I had a little electric motor on here, but I've switched it to where I can mount a drill and just have a drill drive this. It will be held to speed by a zip tie, so fully universally adjustable. Took these, bent them in, welded them together on the top, and this is how we will be controlling the opening settings. The plan is to have this come down to a foot pedal here that, whether it's a cable driven through these, or if I use a lever system, some sort of linkage, I'm not sure yet. But that's what we're figuring out right now. I'm a little bit torn. I think linkage system will be fairly easy, and I've got the material to make it, but I also have material to make a cable system. But I think it's going to be a lot more complicated as far as mounting the cables and making that all work, because I don't have any handles to pull the cables. We'll see. But regardless, I gotta try to finish this thing tonight because I want to use it tomorrow if possible. It's been raining a bunch, so we've got some aerating and some fertilizing to do, and this would help drastically with fertilizing. It'll sit in front of me on the mower, so it'll bolt down to the mower itself. The plan is to have a foot pedal here that I can hit, and it'll open and close that gate. So anyway, we'll see how it works, if it works at all. Cable, I don't know if it's for a shifter or what, but it's for a bike. It's going to go in there. I'll weld a little plate on here with a cut so I can remove this and put new ones in as I need. But essentially what's going to happen is this is going to get a hole drilled through here, through this piece. The cable is going to extend up through here. That will give it room to actuate. I drilled a hole through this, attach this arm. Then this cable is going to run down here like this, and there's going to be a hole drilled through this tube here. And that cable is going to stick down in there like that and attach to this bar, which will be cut to length. But essentially this will turn into our foot pedal. So you can step on it here, or you can step on it here, depending on what your preference is. And this spring in this mechanism will be what returns that pedal back up. What I'm going to do is weld this up now. I'll bring you guys back in when I decide how exactly I'm going to mount this. But for now, I'm going to be drilling this cable through and hooking this up and getting this drilled through on that end. Built. So we've got this cable that needs some adjusting. This cable needs some adjusting to get it right. But that cable runs through the frame, through the back, down here, and then it goes through the frame here. And what I've done is I've drilled a hole that'll fit this through, cut a slit down, and then drill the smaller hole on the bottom that won't fit that keeper through. It's not the perfect way to do it, but it's close enough. And on this bar, I've drilled a hole through here, come up around to the top, and then a slit with a grinding wheel down to a hole there. Originally, it was supposed to just go straight across here, but I cut my shaft too long and welded it up, so I just decided to cut a slit down. Doesn't have to be super strong. On this end, haven't cleaned anything up yet, but basically just a nail through two plates that acts as a hinge. Now as you're driving around on the mower, this will sit in front of you like this. You can just step here, and that actuates all of those pieces to open the doors in the front there, like that. And this spring here, as you adjust it, will take up the slack. So as you step on it, if you can step further and that spring just eats that up, allows the doors to stop a little less closed, or you can open them up all the way. So that's the setup. Then the drill goes in here, and the chuck hooks up to that piece of bolt there. And you fill it up from the top and take off. So the only thing we have left to do is build these up, because these are lower than these gear box deals. So I got to build this up, build that up so that it doesn't rest on these and wear them out. And then figure out a way to mount it to the mower. I think for now I may just ratchet strap it in there. So that's it for today. We're going to hopefully use this thing tomorrow. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to weld those little feet on it so it'll sit upright. But other than that, we're finished up. We'll see it tomorrow morning, either tomorrow morning or the following morning. We'll go and spread some fertilizer with it and see how it works. Hopefully, we don't have any issues. We shouldn't. I've been dreaming this up for a while, and I think we'll be all right. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow morning.